all to the Coastal Bend College Annual Trio Day celebration. Today we come together to commemorate the 33rd anniversary of National Trio Day and to raise awareness about the importance of educational opportunity for low-income first-generation students. So what is TRIO? TRIO is a set of federally funded college-based educational opportunity outreach programs that motivate and support students from low-income backgrounds, including military veterans and students with disabilities. Currently serving more than 800,000 students from middle school through postgraduate study, TRIO provides academic tutoring, personal counseling, mentoring, financial guidance, and other supports necessary to promote college access, retention, and graduation. Where did TRIO come from? The TRIO programs were the first national college access and retention programs to address the serious social and cultural barriers to education in America. The Educational Opportunity Act of 1964 established an experimental program known as Upward Bound. Then, in 1965, the Higher Education Act created Talent Search. Finally, another program, Special Services for Disadvantaged Students, later known as Student Support Services, was launched in 1968. Together, this trio of federally funded programs encouraged access to higher education for low-income students. By 1998, the TRIO programs had become a vital pipeline to opportunity, serving traditional students, displaced workers, and veterans. The original three programs have grown to 8, adding Educational Opportunity Centers in 1972, Training Program for Federal TRIO Programs in 1976, the Ronald E. McNair Post-Baccalaureate Achievement Program in 1986, Upward Bound Math and Science in 1990, and the TRIO Dissemination Partnership in 1998. The Upward Bound program at the CBC main campus was originally funded in 1973, Talent Search in 1976, and Upward Bound Rural in 2007. The Talent Search program at the CBC Alice campus began in 2006. So why are the TRIO programs important? The TRIO programs help first-generation, low-income students overcome social, cultural, and academic barriers to succeed in higher education. By providing direct services and individually focused and intensive programming geared towards helping students navigate the college admissions and financial aid process, TRIO programs assist students in overcoming the obstacles they face as the first in their families to attend and graduate from college. Today, an estimated 5 million students have graduated from college with the support and assistance of TRIO programs across the country. At this time, Director of Talent Search Alice Campus, Chastity Morales, will share a proclamation in honor of today's event on behalf of Mayor of Beeville, Amy Adames.
So this is a mayor proclamation. A proclamation of the City of Beeville, Texas, proclaiming February 28, 2019 as TRIO Day, joining our nation's observance of federally funded projects designed to provide academic and other supportive service to Bee County students who qualify. Whereas special programs for students from disadvantaged backgrounds, commonly known as TRIO program, are integral to the federal strategy aimed at advancing equal opportunity and post-secondary education. Whereas since 1965, over 10.5 million Americans, 67% from poor and working families, have benefited from the services of the TRIO free college and college programs, such as Upward Bound, Student Support Services, Talent Search, the Ronald E. McNair Post-Baccalaureate Program, and the Educational Opportunity Centers and TRIO Day focuses the nation's attention on the needs of disadvantaged young people and adults aspiring to improve their lives, to the necessary investment if they are to become contributing citizens of the country, and is a talent which will be wasted if that investment is not made. And whereas the TRIO program in the last 3 decades have produced hundreds of thousands of educational success stories, including 2 Rhodes Scholars and the first Hispanic astronaut. Now, therefore, Ubaldo Amy Adames, by the authority vested as mayor, proclaims that the 28th of February 2019 as TRIO Day. In our city in conjunction with our nation's celebration of the extremely successful Educational Achievement Program targeted at the qualified students, and hereby urge all Bevillians to pay due tribute to our government and our local TRIO staff for making possible the unlimited contributions these students can make to our community and country. There you go.
Thank you, Chastity. Thank you, Chastity. We will now move on to our keynote speakers. First, I would like to introduce the Coastal Bend College Executive Dean of Student Services, Guadalupe Gonzalez. Ms. Gonzalez has over 25 years of higher education experience and 8 years with the Texas public school system. Ms. Gonzalez began her CDC career as a talent search counselor in 1993 under the direction of Mr. Pete Martinez. While working with Talent Search, she transitioned to Director of Talent Search. It was during the fall of 2013 she was named Interim Dean of Student Services, and that following fall was named to her current position as the Executive Dean of Student Services. She is a proud alumnus of Coastal Bend College and participant of Talent Search. Please join me in welcoming Dean Gonzalez.
Thank you, ma'am. That was great. She's talking about me. What else can I say, right? Great speech. Well, welcome. How many of you have been here at Coastal Bend College before on a visit or anything like that? Have stayed at the dorms or anything like that? Raise your hand. Awesome. So how many of you haven't? That would be the rest of you. Very good. Okay. So we brought you here today to talk about TRIO, right? How many of us really know what TRIO is? Raise your hand if you do. We've been talking about it this morning. No. Okay. You do a little. Okay, tell me a little bit about it.
It's a way to help lower income families, help us get an advantage that some of us may not have had.
Very good. That is what the course is about, okay? And I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I want to bore you, but I'd like for you to know some information. I came to school here back in, I'm not going to tell you that. But, okay, who's in command of this that doesn't want to hear me? We're back on? Ooh. Okay, so I came to school here way back in the dark ages, and I say,
You keep hitting the mute button.
the dark ages, because at that time, believe it or not, we used to come to school here, and the mode of transportation was a bus. Okay? And most of you used to buses at your high school, right? But at college, it was unheard of.
Oh, okay.
And at this institution, what they did is they incorporated buses to go to the outlying areas, okay? And pick up students so that they come to the college, right? I lived in Mathis. Anybody from Mathis? Like, no, for y'all. Okay, well, Mathis, so thank you. Okay, but I was from Mathis, which is 30 minutes, 40 minutes away. Had no car. I was a senior in high school, okay? And quite frankly, this is what happened one day. It was about April. Walk into the counselor's office, hadn't spoken to the lady before. Walk in and she asked me, so what do you plan on doing? You're fixing to graduate next month. What are your plans? 1 month away from graduation. So I proceeded to tell her that I want to go to college. And you know what she says? She looks at my permanent folder, which is the folder that each of you have at your high school. Talks about your grades and behavior problems. That stayed on. Stop trying. You're good. On there, she knew my history, my grades, and all that. Mind you, I had good grades. I was in National Honor Society. I did extracurricular activities. I was well involved. And she proceeds to tell me, well, maybe, April, maybe I walk out. As I walk out, there's a young lady sitting right outside her door. There was a small desk there. So she sits there, and as I'm walking by, I turn and I look at her, and I ask her, thank you. And I asked her, I said, what do you do here? And she says, well, I help students get to college. Ding dong, guess what happened, right? Light bulb goes off. She asked, what do you do? I said, well, I'd like to go to college. I said, but I really don't know who, what, or where. She said, you know what? So I'll be here on this day. Have you been graduating? No. She says, come in. I'll talk to you. I'll visit about the college. I'll do your financial aid, bring me these documents, and I'll take care of you. So I remember coming back, talking to her. Wham bam, she took care of my financial aid. I ended up sending it here. So when I stepped foot at the college here, guess what I had? I had moolah, I had money to come to school because I was low income, first generation, there was money, okay? So, lo and behold, I register, come to school, graduate, going about my business, my life. Then I decide I'm gonna come back to school because the career I had chosen, there weren't many jobs in general business in Mathis, Texas. If you know Mathis, it's probably a population of, I would say between 12 to maybe, no, about 12, 10 to 12,000 people maybe. So no, there is no, very limited, should I say, economic development. Businesses otherwise. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go back to school, get back to school. Long story short, I graduate, take off to Texas A&M Kingsville, go to Kingsville, get my teaching certification, my Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Ed, graduate on Friday the 13th in December the 16th, I'm in a first grade classroom, okay? So that started my career, professional career. And then I went about, taught, went back, got a master's, went to another school to be a counselor, was there a year. Then in the summer of '93, got a friend that was working here. She said, hey, you know what, there's an opening, would you like to apply? Blah, 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 it's really cool, you get to, work with students, get to advise them, help them. And I said, yeah, that sounds like a job for me, I really enjoy working with students. So I applied, I was interviewed, and after I was interviewed, got the job, came on board. Started working, started doing everything I was doing. So this was probably about October. I started in September, but about October, I had, I want to say, a flash, a thought, raced through my mind. And I realized that I was doing the same thing. Remember that lady I told you about that helped me get to college? I was doing that job. Full circle. Then I got to do what she did. Loved it to pieces. Loved it so much that I stayed in the business with Talent Search. I did upper bound maybe a year or something like that. But for like 20 plus years, a little over 20 years, I worked with a Talent Search program here in Costa Rica College, helping students over, well, at times 24 area high schools get enrolled and go on to college. Much like you're doing right now. So, folks, what I'm trying to get at is you need to take every advantage that comes across to you. It may seem boring. They come to your campus. Oh, here they come again. They're going to talk to me. They're going to talk to me about college. No, folks, it's worth it. Okay? That's been a long, long time ago for me that I went to college as far as getting my first degree. But you know what? Everything serves a purpose. Every degree that I ever earned has built up to get me to where I am today. It is a learning experience. You can never, ever go wrong with education. Okay? And these people that are here, that are your advisors and your directors, I think they probably believe the same thing. Am I right, folks? I see them on this. They're not answering yes. They're shaking their head.
Yes.
But you need to take advantage of it, folks. These people are here to help you. Okay? They're here to help you. All you need to do is express your interest, participate in things. Like today, you had an option to stay back at your school, correct? But you chose to come here. Why? Okay? 10, 15 years from now, guess what? You're going to be thinking about today. It was so boring. That lady was talking and oh my gosh. But you know what? She talked about something and maybe it'll click, okay? But in 10 and 15 years from now, I want you to be in a profession somewhere that you want to be. Very important that you get to the career that you want to be, okay? Because it sucks to go to work and go to a job that's not either fulfilling to you, not what you want it to be. You need to choose a job that's going to help you and keep you in tune. I myself feel like I haven't gone to work a day in my life since I came to work here at Cold Spring College. Reason being is because I like what I do. Today's a good day. Today's a real good day because I see myself in a lot of you. Okay? I see myself. That's where I was. And I'll tell you how many years ago because it's plenty of years ago. But today I wish you a lot of luck. If you have questions afterwards, feel free to ask anyone here. We all know everything there is to life. Well, maybe not everything, but we do a lot. Oh, except Bernie. Bernie knows all the answers to life's questions. Email him, he will get back with you on an answer. That's my address. But anyway, regardless, I wish you lots of luck. I'm so proud of you that you decided to come. Are there some of your friends that stayed back that didn't come today? That say, I want to know. Okay, you go back and tell them what a good time you had here today. I have, Katrina's not here. Katrina's here. Katrina, did we give the students raffle tickets, guys? Okay, can we draw a raffle ticket? See, I come bearing gifts, and actually, I'm glad I'm the first one because I bet you the other speakers didn't get any gifts for you. So I get to be the good guy. Here we go. I'm sorry to take your time, gentlemen. I'm sorry, but we've got to do this. Okay, let's take a number. One number. David, uno. Okay. No, just one. Well, one from, aren't they all combined? Oh, you all have different groups? Okay, one from each. Okay, guys, get your numbers out. Okay, here we go. First one. Okay, the name is Marisela Gastiano. Okay, and the next one is no name, but I do have the numbers. 688 973. 973 are the last three digits. You've got to be here, folks. Who won? Who won? Nobody wants to win. The last three are 973. Oh, it's Ruby. You're not supposed to be in it. Okay, very good. We'll have other drawings as we go along the way. You want to do them? Okay, sure. She sacrificed. Thank you, Ruby. That's being sweet. I don't care what they say about you. 996. 996. There you go. Come on. What's your name, Imo?
Derek Guajardo.
Derek Guajardo? Where are you from, Derek?
Benavides.
Benavides. What time did you get up this morning?
5.
Really early, huh? Thank you for being here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and hand it on to the next guest speaker, who is Myra. Oh, we have intros.
Let's give Dean Gonzalez a hand. Thank you, Dean Gonzalez. Please accept this token of appreciation for graciously sharing your experiences with us today. I would now like to introduce the Coastal Bend College Dean of Academics, Zachary Suarez. Zachary Suarez is the Dean of Academics at Coastal Bend College. As a Hispanic first-generation college student, Dean Suarez knows the importance of pursuing a higher education. Before starting his career in higher education, Dean Suarez worked as a migrant field laborer throughout the entire U.S. After much dedication to his academic studies, Mr. Suarez now works to help students navigate through the challenges of higher education and is extremely passionate about this work. Zachary holds an Associate of Arts in Business Administration, BA in Business Administration, a Master's in Public Administration, and currently pursuing a doctorate in Public Policy and Administration. Mr. Suarez is a proud member of Pi Alpha Alpha Honor Society for Public Administration and Beta Gamma Sigma Honor Society for Business. Please join me in welcoming Dean Suarez.
It's always very difficult to go after Dean Gonzalez when anytime you have a speech, so I'll try my best to provide some information to you. All y'all doing this morning awake? Most of you? How many of you stayed up playing Fortnite last night? Raise your hands. I just want to share a little bit about myself just so you can get a context of my background and my experience as a first-generation college student and some of the things that I feel that I had to overcome, and they may be similar to the context of the things that you will have to overcome as a first-generation college student. I'm proud to be the first in my family to actually attend college. Growing up in a migrant household, I always was instilled the value of hard work and making sure that you had goals in mind and were trying to achieve certain things. So I still remember the day I decided to actually pursue a college degree and actually come to college. We were out in the fields working. We had been working all day. It was very, very hot. It was about 90 degrees, and I think we were putting in like 16-hour work days. Nonetheless, I remember telling my sister, I can't continue to do this for the rest of my life. This isn't what I want to do. So after we finished that field work in the summer, I enrolled in a community college for the fall term. Actually didn't do that well in my first semester, believe it or not. Didn't do that great. I decided, you know what, college maybe isn't for me. I'm gonna go ahead and continue working because, you know, I'm very good at working. So if I were to show you my academic transcript today, and I don't really share this with a lot of students or even with some of my colleagues, I have 4 Ds for my first semester in college, believe it or not. Didn't do well. I didn't share that when I applied for this position. So, so I actually, took some time off and kept working. And then at the age of 23, decided, you know what, I really can't continue to do this for the rest of my life. So I enrolled in college again. I full force, said I'm gonna keep at it, try to do well, be successful in it. And after that, the only grade that I would consider that wasn't that great, that I probably should have tried harder in that class, was a C that I got in my US government course. And I actually remember the class that I took, believe it or not. But after those experiences, I felt that I really had to pursue an education because I wanted to change the circumstances surrounding my life, but I also wanted to change the circumstances surrounding the life of my family members. I have nieces, I have nephews, and I wanted them to know that it was important to have an education and that it was something that was achievable and attainable. So pursued my associate's degree at a community college. I started off at a 2-year community college. And I think one of the biggest barriers and difficulties that I had is not knowing how to navigate through that process. Things that you're getting help and assistance with and information in the TRIO programs. So how do I go about applying for financial aid? How do I go about applying for college? When are the deadlines? When do I have to submit this information? I still remember that when I was actually applying for financial aid my first time in college, how many times do you all think that I had to go back to the college to submit that financial aid application? 3 times? You got it, did you know? You can sense it? So, actually 3 times, so 5, I think, hopefully we're not, okay. So, the first time I went back, I actually didn't have my social security with me. So, believe it or not, I had to go back home and ask mom for my social security number. I didn't know what it was. Went back to the financial aid office and I got my social security now. I'm gonna apply for financial aid. They said, well, guess what? You also need your parents' social security number, okay? So I went back home to get that information. And then the 3rd time I finally went back, they said, well, you need your parents' tax returns. And I was like, okay, well, let me go back. But it's really about perseverance, really about getting that information and that knowledge. We are here to support you and make sure that you're successful. It's very easy to just say, you know what, am I going to go back? I had difficulty. Am I going to go to the financial aid office? Am I going to go apply for admissions to get into the college? But it is important for you to persevere and make sure that we're here to help you and that we have the information and the resources that you need in order for you to be successful. Let us do that for you. We can work and collaborate together, and through the TRIO programs and Coastal Bend College, we can make sure that you're successful in your academic journey. So, another thing that, one of the experiences that I had is I felt very pressured. Well, I'm the first in college. I have to do well. I have to make sure that I get good grades. I have to make sure that I know everything. You don't have to know everything. It's something that it's a learning process. Once again, we're here to help you. We have resources for you. We have tutoring. We have library resources. We have facilities for you. We have extracurricular activities that you can take part in while you're at the college. And all of that is part of the college experience as well. So you want to make sure that you take full advantage of that. I was also very scared. I felt like when I was pursuing my degree, I didn't know what I want to do. I wanted to be an engineer one day, and the next week I wanted to be a mathematician. And then the following week I wanted to study law. It's perfectly fine if you don't know what you want to pursue, but if there's one piece of advice that I can give you is start on that academic journey, start pursuing an academic degree. You know, we have general studies. You can take your English basic core courses if you aren't already, where you can start working towards that degree, and it still gives you some more time to actually figure out what it is that you actually want to do. So hopefully you won't change majors like I did. I think I changed majors like 20 times before I decided I wanted to pursue business. But nonetheless, we're also here to help you with that process as well. We have advisors to help you with that, give you information, get you in contact with other universities. For when you finish here with us, you can transfer into a four-year university and continue pursuing your degree. So as far as barriers, I think one of the biggest barriers that I faced, and it may be something that you will experience as well, is not really having that informational support from my parents or family members. Since they hadn't actually attended college, they didn't know how to guide me through that process. As far as, once again, going back to applying for financial aid, submitting an admissions application, it wasn't something that they were familiar with, and I'm sure they would have helped me with it if they knew about it, but they just didn't. They didn't have that experience. So once again, we're here to guide you through that process. We can help you with that. It's not an excuse for you not to continue with that and make sure you get enrolled and pursue your education. Other barriers that I faced were just general, knowing what my responsibilities were as a student, time management. How do I manage my time? How do I manage my financial aid to make sure that it lasts throughout the semester? We have programs and we have resources for you, and making sure that you know how to manage those resources and your time properly in order for you to be successful. So all of that we offer for you here at the college, and we want to make sure that you're successful while you pursue your education. So it shouldn't be a hindrance to you pursuing your education and actually attaining a degree. Lastly, I think as far as these experiences transitioning into my career, as a migrant farm worker, I never once thought that I would be Dean of Academics at a community college. I never once thought that I would actually get an associate's degree, or a bachelor's degree, or a master's degree. But you really have to, put yourself in a situation to where you're pursuing those goals, and slowly but surely you're achieving the goals that you're trying to accomplish. And that you're doing it for the motivations that you have personally. So when I talk about motivations, I think one of my personal motivations was my family. I really wanted to try and set an example for my nieces and my nephews in some way. And I think in breaking that chain as a first generation college student is important, because it's also important for you not to only achieve your goals, but for you to set the groundwork for the goals that maybe your family members are pursuing as well. So I'm happy to say that my niece actually just completed her bachelor's in accounting, and she's actually working for a very good accounting firm at this point. So she's not to a certain extent, a first generation college student, and I think working at that goal and trying to progress through that process is important. So I want to interact with you a little bit more. I want to know a little bit about you all as a student and see what your motivations and your goals are in pursuing a higher education. So Does anyone wish to share what your personal goals or motivations are in actually pursuing a college degree? Yes? You want to go ahead? Okay. I'll go ahead and pass the mic around for a little bit.
Yeah, just what are some of your personal motivations and goals in pursuing?
My name is Roy Ramon, and I come from Beeville, the AC Jones High School here. And mainly my motivations are for my family and future family, and basically what I want to do in life. I'll fix this side too, don't worry. And my motivations and what I want to get out of it. Okay, so I basically want to get a bachelor's in engineering, and what this will basically do for me is basically set a groundwork for basically not just me, but also the path that lay before me. Let's say if I was to have a family, you know, I can better than not just myself and the family I have now.
Anyone else? Okay. You got a question? Okay, what's the question? Yes, my last name is Suarez. I don't know an Alfonso. Sorry. Maybe we're related in some distant way. I would have doubted, but yeah. I'm originally from South Texas, deep South Texas, from the Rio Grande Valley, from Westico. So I'm from the Westico College area. So, anyone else? Any other questions? Anyone else wants to share? No? I think we can give out some swag, right, or a prize for anyone else that wants to share.
I'm not sure.
No? Okay. We'll do it. We'll go ahead and do another drawing. So get ready. I think you all are excited for that, right? Joanna? Okay. Joanna? Okay, you ready? Okay, this one's a number, so you all have to get very, very concentrated on this. I'm going to give you like 1 second to respond that you won, and now we're going on to the next number, right? 682 999, and the last number is 4. 682 994. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. We really do appreciate you attending today. And just by looking at you, I know that you all have goals and motivations in mind to continue on to the future. I wish you the best of luck. We are here to make sure that you are successful. Let us know how we can help, okay? Have a good day.
Thank you, Dean Suarez. Please accept this token of our appreciation. This concludes our formal ceremony for the Coastal Bend College Annual Trio Day celebration. Thank you for joining us in... We have another speaker? Okay.
No, you have to. I'll introduce you.
Okay.
When Jeannie, you might be at home a little bit. Okay, so do you remember when I told you that I came to work here at Coastal Bend College? I had an interview, blah, 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 all that good stuff, right? Well, here's what happened. Mr. P. Martinez, see him sitting over there? Okay, he was my first boss here, okay? He was the director of the TRIO programs, which at that time, he oversaw Upper Bound, Talent Surge, and Student Support Services. And I won't go into how many years he's been here, but he's been here a little while, okay, just a little while. But today I wanted him to address it because he's what I would call, and I don't want to say it, but one of our forefathers in having the TRIO programs. The TRIO programs have been in existence since 1976, way before you guys, okay? So that's how long it's been here. I'm not saying he's been here since then. I kind of give it away, right? Okay, but now he moved on. He retired. Yeah, it's a good thing to do. But he moved on, and in his next career. He is now currently the Director of Adult Literacy here for Beeville. Still the same thing, a lot like what we do with TRIO, getting students, get them going into college. Now, with further ado, Mr. Pete Martinez.
Thank you, Dean Caceres. It's been a while since I've addressed the TRIO students such as you, but you know what? I can always recall those days when I led the group here, including Dean Caceres and other staff members which are here. And those were the most fun days in my life. Not simply because of them, the staff, but because of the students that came in our lives and the relationships we developed. I can tell you that one of my favorite programs, at the time I was here, there was, and it was in 1976 by the way, it was Upward Bound, Talent Search, and Educational, Student Support Services, that is. There were the original 3 programs that TRIO had in that time. I understand now you have as many as 8, but the TRIO, the word TRIO itself just simply meant 3 programs, which is what started it then. And it was simply started way back when President Lyndon Johnson was in office, and he started it as a war on poverty and to help students that needed a boost in because of economic background. That this program now just seems to have grown, and the need certainly is there. So I applaud the folks that are here working still, and the most, like I said, the most rewarding job that I can recall. I will always consider myself a part of the TRIO family, and like I said, one of the most fun parts of my career then was working with the Upward Bound program. The summers were quite an experience, and I can tell you that I lived in the dorms during those early years when I could afford to do that. And there's just so many fun things that happened then. But I will tell you one short story, and then I'll give the mic to the next person. There was always a tendency for parents not to let go of their children during the summer, because it's a 5.5-week program back then. And so there was a time when a parent, a very protective dad, didn't want his daughter away from the house for 5.5 weeks to come. And so he came to me and he said, I'm going to let you take care of my daughter for those 5.5 weeks. He said, and nothing better go wrong. So I was pretty much on the spot with one young lady, and luckily nothing real bad happened. And she finished, and by the way, she graduated from high school. She was from Goliad. And years later, in conclusion to my story, years later I get this phone call, and it's the same young lady, and she's invited me to her graduation and from the university. So I'm all excited, and in that I asked her, I said, well, what are you getting in the major? What is your major? And she said, whatever the major was, her degree was a doctorate degree. She had gone on and gotten a doctorate degree, and it was one of the most exciting moments for me, knowing that this young lady came to us, almost didn't go to school, because her dad was very protective, didn't want to let her out of the house. He wanted her just to go out and get married and have family and do whatever housewives do. They do a lot, by the way. But my point is, you young ladies, don't let that hold you back. You can do a lot. And there is International Women's Day coming up soon. Please be a part of that too. Know that you have the same potential that Indy and everybody else has. So in conclusion, I'd like to say that my congratulations to the staff and for putting on the celebration. It's TRIO, I think, is the most important program that we have going on in the country right now. It helps people like you, help people like those that we have here. Ms. Gonzalez, I gotta say, back in '93, came in with a lot of potential, highly recommended by one of the staff members we have here, and she never did disappoint me. So I'm very proud of her. And hopefully y'all will listen to her advice and continue your careers. And someday call her and tell her that you're about to graduate and get your doctorate degree. Okay? Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. We do appreciate that. And as a token of as a gift, we have a little something for you. I hope nothing pops out. You know, like a couple of things might pop out. I hope it's nothing like that. But anyway, thank you, folks. Take to heart what we've all said. We all have different ways of delivering the same speech. Take it to heart. I know that I'm here for a while. Dean Suarez will be here for a while. I don't know, Mr. Martinez, I think you have another obligation. But we're here to answer any of your questions and help you and assist you in any which way we can. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
I think we could probably do more raffles. Do we have more?
Yes.
Okay, I have that number. It's 682-989. The last three digits are 989. Yeah. Let's give her a hand. And we'll do one more. Mary Cowan, who's not here right now, but we'll get her one. And let's see one more. Augustina Aleman. And we just want to thank you so much again for joining us in raising awareness for our commitment to educational equity, access, and opportunity for all students. We're now going to have representatives from Coastal Bend College speak to the TRIO participants regarding admissions and financial aid. We're going to start with admissions.
Good morning, my name is Rachel. I work in the admissions office. And this is where you, once you do the application for it, this is where we receive it. We make sure all your information is set. And you will get a response within 2 business days on your email. Whatever email you provide on the application, that's where we're going to send you a confirmation. If you don't receive the email or whatever, you're more than willing to give us a call. Not a problem. You can call us. We'll check out your information and make sure it's there. And then we'll give you your new ID number and set you ready for registration that you can start ready for your classes. We also require, along with the application, is your high school transcript, an official high school transcript with your final date of graduation, okay? Once you graduate, then you ask your counselor to send it to us and we'll receive it. Along with that, we'll need a copy of your meningitis record shot. So you'll need to, those are the 3 things we need for you to start going to college. Does anybody have any questions?
What test do the students need?
The TSI test. Any other questions? Sure. They can come up to me. I'm in the admissions right now. You can come up here if you want, or I can stay here and you can visit with me for your questions you have. Sorry. For admissions for the fall, if you are a senior, you can start doing the application now. The sooner the better. No problem. Any other questions?
Benavides, where is their Rios from? I missed introductions this morning. Alice High School, Fremont School, and I thought AC Jones, I think I heard over here. AC Jones. Okay, well, welcome everyone. Where? Pagulias, right? I saw the name on the back. Well, welcome everyone. I am, like I said, the director, so I know you all are a mix of students, but like Mr. Suarez was mentioning about financial aid, yes, we do have students who come to the office 2 or 3 times because they forgot what they needed in order to do financial aid. So yes, it is a process, guys. But once you're a senior, when you're not eligible to apply for financial aid unless you're a high school graduate, okay? Or you have your, for some reason you have to get your GED, or you have a home school that you're doing, whatever the situation may be. But you have to be a graduate basically to apply for financial aid. So in your senior year, when you all are seniors, those of you that aren't seniors just yet, that's the time to apply, guys. And the application actually becomes available in October. So that's when you're starting your high school senior year, so that you know and you're applying early and you're not waiting till last minute in August when you're going to go to college, trying to get your application done, and then you have nothing available for you to pay for your tuition and fees. And we do service the area schools that you all are just mentioning, where we actually go out to your schools and help you and your parents complete your applications. And we try to do this in the evenings. I work very closely with Ms. Chastity and Ms. Megan. So I work very closely with them. And we go to the Barnhart Foundation here at AC Jones to assist our students and parents and help them complete the application. Because yes, it is very tedious and it's time consuming, and you need to make sure, like Mr. Suarez says, that you have your social, your parents have social, parents information, all this good stuff, guys. But you've got to apply in order to see what you're eligible for, so that the government will help you pay for your tuition and fees, guys. Because if you don't apply, you don't know what you qualify for. And some of you may think that I don't need to apply because I know I'm not eligible for anything. Some of your scholarship opportunities at your college or institution that you're planning to attend require you to do your FAFSA application. So I tell all students to complete it regardless if they know they're going to qualify for free grants or student loan. Because some of these scholarships require that, guys. So there's lots of monies out there, guys, to help the students be able to further your education. Okay, and I'm talking about when you started the community college, you transfer on to the university level and continue to receive your bachelor's degree. There's funds out there, you just have to apply every year. That's the one thing I stress to my students. You apply the very first time, and as long as you're going to college and you get your bachelor's degree, you must apply every year. Okay, guys? So we're available, we're here. I'm located here at the legal side. I do make trips to the Alice campus sometimes, because I do live in Alice. I commute this way daily. So I do live in that area. But any assistance that you all need, if you all need to make an appointment with us, we're here. We can go out and we can help you. Just make sure you apply when you become a senior and you're ready to start your college education. Okay, does anybody have any questions? My seniors that are right now, who do I have that are seniors right now? Well, that's quite a few. Have all the other new families to go to school in the fall semester? Have some not going. Yes, great. Okay, well, we're here. We're located in the next building. If you all have any questions about y'all are here this morning, let us just know. We can come back and help you and assist you or answer any questions that you all may have. Once again, thank y'all for coming, guys, and hope you'll have a great day. Okay?
Nora, please accept this token of our appreciation.
You bring one to
By the way, Ms. Lupe, so yes.
Do we have Okay, this one's a number. The last 3 digits are 986. 986. Alyssa Carrasco. Okay, the last three digits are 972. That's you. We have Daisy. The last three digits are 976. Okay, this one's a different ticket. The number on this one is 089078. Does it? Oh, it's great. Okay, the last three digits are 975. Give her a hand.
I was there.
Derek Fajardo. Derek? Yeah. Two more again.
You want again? You want one ticket, here. Oh.
Chris Padilla. Catalina Puga. Okay, because we have two separate drawings, we can find them. That's why they're winning twice. Jacqueline Flores. Okay, the ticket on this one says 683002. Anyone? 002. No one's claiming it.
Some college student, we had two sign up.
Vanessa Cisneros.
You look together.
The last three digits of this ticket are 982. The next one is Ayana T. Okay, so the last two drawings are very exciting. Each one of these is going to be a $25 gift certificate to our bookstore, and it must be used today. So we'll give you time during lunch to do that. Can I get a drum roll, please? Our first winner, $25 gift certificate to our bookstore, is Kayla Guerrero. Kayla, we're gonna get a picture. Mayo, and Mamas. All right, so now we are going to go on a campus tour led by
Were you on the agenda, Amanda? Yes. Amanda, were you on the agenda?
the 11th and 12th. We're going to do one quick thing before we go on our campus tour. We're going to have Amanda Barrera, the Director of Student Services, speak to you for a moment. So let's welcome her.
Welcome everybody. So glad to see so many faces here today visiting our school. So really quickly, I'm going to talk to you guys about some student services that we have to offer you. We offer every student a variety of options to help you guys get through the 2 years here at Gilman College. And really every school has these student services available as well. So one of the big ones that I want to talk to you about is going to be advising. Does everyone know what an advisor does? No? Anyone know? Okay, raise your hand. No? So an advisor is going to help you with your plan. You guys know what a degree plan is? How many of you guys know what you want to study in college? Okay, a bunch of us. So when you go to college and you say, I want to study in veterinary science, I want to be a vet. There's an actual degree plan that has all the classes you need in order to graduate with that degree. So an advisor is going to sit down with you and is going to help you register for all your classes that you need for each semester. That way, when you get to the end, you've completed all the courses you need. So it's kind of like a roadmap to graduation. So your advisor is going to be like your counselor in high school, and they're going to help you out with that. So that's a big one. That's number one that we have to do. So be sure that whenever you enroll in college, you know what degree plan you're on, so you know that you're taking classes that count towards your degree. We also have tutoring services available. If you're like me and you're horrible at math, you're probably going to need someone to help you out with your math classes, and that's just fine. And then if you're a really awesome rock star at math, we can actually hire you to be a tutor for us. So we have both sides of that. We also have something called disability services. So if anyone has any learning disabilities and you might need a little bit of extra time on your test or extra time turning in those assignments, we have those services as well. And then we also have something called calculator and computer checkouts. So if you can't afford a laptop or if you can't afford that $100 calculator you need for your math class, we can check one out for you. So those are just a few of the student services we have available. I want to say thank you for coming. Have an excellent day. If you have any questions at all, if you catch me, you can definitely ask me about any of those services that we talked about. Thank you guys.
Okay, so now we're going to go on a quick campus tour led by Bella and Adamari. So if you have any trash before we go, let's go ahead and get that together. There's a trash can right over there. There's one right over